Sorry, I was running late. I made a salad and I overestimated how much time it would take. Ah! Ah! I'm gonna make you bigger for now. Boom. Salad. Yeah, I have been making cucumber salads and they're really, really freaking good. I just basically replaced the lettuce with cucumber. I was snacky and I was like, I can't have chips on stream. It's gonna be too crunchy. I can't have nuts on stream. It's gonna be too crunchy. And I was like, I could make a salad, neglecting the fact that cucumbers are also crunchy. But yeah. Ah, so much softer. Yes, yes. Ah, I've done so much today. Okay, but I did so much in this scope of like, I did a couple things that were really time consuming, but I'm really proud of myself. I worked on a secret project that I can't tell you about, but I did so much on it. And then I went to the store and I got a bunch of stuff and I brought in my water softener, my new water softener, so I won't have rusty water anymore. And what else did I do? I feel like I did a lot more. I cleaned. And I made salad! Soft water! All the salt. Yes, all the salt. Because our 20-year-old system just decided it's gonna stop working. Been working perfectly fine until it isn't. And now my shower looks like the scene from Psycho, but rust. Rust instead of blood. Ah. What else did I do? I feel like I did another big thing today. And it's escaping my mind. I mentally went on this tangent before I started speaking it. You know how to remove rust, right? Yeah. It's not so much rust as it's irony water that has turned a little bit rusty, so it literally wipes off of everything. It's just a pain in the ass. We get like special salt that like cleans out the iron. It's like a clear iron, so it comes out of the tap clear, and then it turns into like this orangey rusty color after like 15 minutes or faster if you boil it. So my tea and coffee has been gross, so I switched to using spring water from a gallon jug. It's gonna kill me. I literally was like, oh, I have something to tell you about, and then I forgot about it. I'm sure it'll come to me later. Iron supplements. I mean, kind of. Unconsensual iron supplements. Too much iron. Salad. The salad's so good. It's cucumbers, roasted red peppers, pickled garlic, and mozzarella. Okay. But the point of today's stream isn't what the hell did Billie do today? Because she can't remember. It's drawing more heads! So let me open up my iPad and put it up on the screen for you. Oh, that's what I did today. I sketched the heads so that we only have to worry about coloring. Oh, that is huge. Why is that so huge? I'll put that there. I'll just scoot down to this corner and get super tiny. Super tiny. And then I'll move you. Boop. I'll put you there. That works. But I forgot one more screen. Okay, so this is one of the heads we're drawing today. I want to practice with some different skin tones, so I thought it could be fun. But she looks like she's in a perfume commercial, right? Like, I love this. And then the other one is this picture, which I just think looks so romantic and soft and pretty and curly. So I like all of the textures that I'm seeing here with like the soft filter on the lens or whatever, and then like ribbon and everything. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to move you with force. I was gentle, I promise. So let me move the inspiration. I'm gonna shrink it and we're gonna put it like somewhere. I don't know. I'll find a spot for it later. We don't need to see it constantly while I'm drawing. Because I'm probably going to change some colors around anyways. I'm going to aim for, like, close to, but this way you don't see how bad I am at color matching. So, before my iPad falls asleep, because it's about to, then it'll make me sign in again. Pain in the ass. Oh, and I also need... I just hit myself in the face with my tablet prop. Squeeze down. I'm gonna back up. There we go. Back up. And I think we're gonna start with the really soft looking one, the like, it's almost vintagey looking. It has like vintage vibes. And I really like it. Let me get rid of the reference on the screen. I realized I could keep that up, but it's gonna be in my way. You burned the hair on your finger yesterday? Oh no! That's no good. Are you okay? Was it just the hair? Hopefully you didn't burn your skin. Let's see, I'm gonna turn the opacity on that down so that I can get my script brush. We'll go for that size brush. It went poof. Oh no. Just the hair. It was like instantaneous. Well, at least it could have been worse, but that still sucks. The smell of burnt hair is like the worst. I don't know what to start with because I forget how I started the sketch, but maybe we'll start with the bangs. I feel like the hair goes inward, if that makes sense. Like, it curls down, for sure. Like, there's a big old curl. It's like that direction, you know? And then in the front, it does switch directions. But I don't know how to capture that. Ah! That's probably good. I'll have to figure out what to do in this area. But... oh, I can't believe I decided to make a salad, like, right before stream. And then I'm just gonna eat it while I draw. Multitasking. Sorry if you can hear me crunching. But it's so good! And then this side, I think I'm actually going to make it a little thinner than I drew it in the sketch. I figured by doing the rough sketch, I at least save us a little bit of time in the grand scheme of things. I'm not going to close this end of the headband either. Because I think I'm going to try to get the fingers of the hand to go up to it like it is in the picture. Got a pretty good day today, despite a minor incident with a dog earlier. Oh no, well, I'm glad it's a good day. Minor incidents aside. I'm glad it was good. I feel like I've had a good day too. Overall. I feel like I was productive, and that always makes me feel happy. What did you do today? I keep hitting the eraser tool and not realizing until it's too late. Wow. I cannot wait for later in the week when we're playing Red Dead and Katamari Damacy. I'm really excited. I'm really excited. Mr. Goose has been playing the first Red Dead. And I've been watching so I can learn things. But I've played a little bit of the second one. I've never played the first one before. And I'm learning, but I'm also like, there's so much more to do in the second one. Which makes sense. I think there's like at least a 10-year gap between the games. But I'm so excited. I just want to play Red Dead. I thought about canceling the 100 heads just to start Red Dead, but I have to try my HDMI splitter because I'm trying to see if by using a splitter I can avoid lag, which would be really nice. Red Dead! He woke up early, got some exercise, drank coffee immediately, followed by lunch, and then starting mining clips out of a stream. Ooh! That sounds like a good day. That sounds like a really good day. There's less of this kind of texture on this bow, but I'm going to put it there anyways because otherwise it's going to seem uneven. Yeah, but Red Dead! Oh my god, I'm so excited for Red Dead. I want to play Red Dead. I think you'll be surprised how good I am at Red Dead. Except I do use auto aim, so maybe I'm not that good, and it's just the auto aim being good for me, but you know. It's a good game. It's so good. I think the last time I played the second one, I definitely got to the second camp. I forget why I stopped playing. I think it was just there was too much stuff going on. And then by the time I actually got back to playing it, I forgot the controls and I was like, I'm gonna have to start over. You had a bit of a nap on the floor. Ooh, there's something really nice about floor naps, honestly. I feel like they're an underrated napping technique. I wanted to take a nap today, but then I decided I couldn't. I've been messing my schedule up, my sleep schedule up so bad. But I can't help it. I'm just excited about stuff that I'm working on. I think I should probably pull up the picture so I can actually look at the eyes a little better and have it on screen so you can see what I'm talking about. The shape of the lower eyelid. How do I want to do this? Chill stream. Sometimes I feel like my drawing streams are a little boring to watch, but they're nice and chill. Like, I feel like every so often it is nice to have, like, a chill stream, you know? That's not right. Why can't I get the shape of this eye right? I need to put on background music. I keep forgetting about that. This way it's a little less awkwardly quiet. Your sleep schedule is sleep anywhere around 2 a.m. and wake up whenever. I wish I had that kind of sleep schedule sometimes. Mine is like, it's supposed to be. Go to bed around like 10:30 and then wake up at like 6:30. But lately it's been go to bed around midnight, wake up at 6:30. But I can't help it. I'm too awake at night. I don't know what it is. I can't fall asleep. So then I just do stuff instead. I can take another bite of salad. I can get a good scoop. So good. League's better. I don't know if it's better. But it's definitely like it could be even more improved. I don't know if those are even, but I'm gonna hope for the best. She has this like really cute little round nose. Like she has a ball on the top of her nose that's very round and cute. But I don't know if I'm gonna be able to capture that properly. I'm hoping I can. Can't tell if the nose is crooked or if I'm looking at it crooked. Probably draw the lower lip before I start trying to draw the teeth. Trying to learn or use things I've learned from other mouths that I've drawn, but I still suck at mouths. I don't know what it is. They're complicated. I feel like her teeth look crooked when I drew them. Like what? They're not in the picture, but when I draw them, they look crooked. Specifically this one. I guess that looks a little better. Why can't I draw teeth? Oh. Speaking of sleep, you had a dream that I was streaming and you couldn't type probably because you were sleepy and you were annoyed. I hate when that happens. I have those kinds of dreams all the time where like I either want to type like something in a stream chat or like I'm trying to text and I just freaking can't. Those dreams are the worst. Maybe not the worst, but they're definitely not pleasant. I can think of worse dreams to have, but they're not a pleasant kind of dream. I might have to fix the line art for the mouth after. I don't know yet. And then, can I like click and drag? I can, okay. So the palm of the hand. You were specifically messing up LOL somehow? Oh no! I'm actually gonna go on a layer between the sketch and the line art and sketch in how I want to do the hands because I did not plan the hands well enough. Okay, that looks like a pinky. Kinda. Yeah, and that can be, what is that, the ring finger? And then we can only really see 3 fingers here. On this side, at least. Haven't gotten to the other side yet. But no, there's no 4th finger that you can see here. So I'm gonna hope for the best, honestly. I like how there's some days where I'm like, I love drawing hands, and today I'm like, fuck hands. Bum, bum, bum. Let me sketch in the other hand too. So this pinky is a little bit further away from the face. It's still like close to touching the face, but it seems like maybe not as much. Are those similar sizes? They're similar sizes. And then the palm presses gently against the face. And I'll pull the hand. And then this finger gets kind of lost in the hair. You can only really see 2 on this side. Then I'm gonna lower the opacity on that and switch back to my script brush and hope for the best. Seems like this side of the face is more like that, so yeah. I'm actually gonna move pinky in. I feel like pinkies and thumbs are the worst fingers to draw. Have to curve that back this way. My fingers are coming out sketchy. My lines are not super confident here. I know, usually I'm a master at drawing hands, but like, what the hell happened with this pinky? It looks deformed. You know what? From far away, it's not gonna look that bad. It's not gonna look that bad. From far away. It'll be fine. Okay. Well, we sort of got that hand. Now we gotta work on the other one again. She's got nails in this picture, but I don't really feel like drawing nails, so I'm gonna pretend like I didn't see them. It was supposed to be the 100 heads challenge, not the 100 hands challenge. Yeah, I keep picking poses where they're like holding their face or touching their face or holding something near their face. Oh, that hand looks wonky. It's gonna be fine. I might be able to fix it up like as I'm coloring. Hide it with some shadows or something. Yeah. Why? Sort of. It's good enough. Gonna get too hung up on it. That old piggy's had too much galaxy. I can draw so quickly in Red Dead because I have auto aim. Nails never hurt. Yeah, no, nails don't exist. Never. Okay. I'm gonna try to draw in more of the shape of the top of the hair. I feel like I want it to be wider down here at the bottom. Womp. That's not right either, is it? not happy. There we go. Maybe we can make it... use smaller shapes. I don't hate the shape of that, so I'm gonna stick with it. It's not perfect, but better to try and fail than not try at all. Okay, and if I turn off the stenciling, or not stenciling, but what's the word? Sketch layers, that's what I'm looking for. And like in the picture, her hair kind of cuts off the tip of her finger. Auto aim locks on the target. You just aim slightly higher. Yeah! Auto aim's the best. I definitely don't think I could play, like, a shooting game if it didn't have auto-aim. I feel like I'm giving more of a cartoony style to these curls, but I kind of think it's cute. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's cute. Now, can we see her neck at all in this, or... No, it's kind of hidden by shadows. Okay. More salad time. Eating a whole bunch of pickled garlic. Aren't you jealous? Mm-hmm. Now let's see. I think this might be close to the shade I want. I think that's closer though. Jealous of Sally? No. How can you not be jealous of pickled garlic? I was telling my mom about pickled garlic recently, and she, like, reacted as if I was crazy. And I was like, the hell? You like garlic, you like pickles, and this isn't even pickled in, like, dill. So, what's so gross about it? And she's like, that just sounds disgusting. I'm still delicious. I've posted like this exact salad in the Discord before, except it had olives in it. I had to think of what the word was. Had olives in it. The fancy salad. I can't wait. The weather's getting so nice out. I can't wait to make pasta salad. It's one of my favorite things to make in the summer. It's very similar to this salad, except instead of cucumbers, you have pasta. Like roasted red tomatoes. Olives. Mozzarella cheese. You would say that the use of aim assist in games depends more on the mechanics of the games itself, and some are naturally easier. That's true. That's true. Some of them are really hard. Some of them are easy, though. I love Umbrella Chronicles for Wii. Resident Evil Umbrella Chronicles for Wii. Because it's a literal point and shoot. But it's like a rail shooter. And in my opinion, that one's just so easy to aim. I'm gonna go in on a layer on top of this layer to do the hands, but that means I have to erase a little bit of this. Or no way, because the hands are gonna go on top of the head. Guess I could have left it. But it'll look pretty. Third-person shooters can be very hard, for example. The exception of the ones where you have the view of the camera over your shoulder. Yeah. I can see that. I also hate when the camera's inverted. Or when the, controls are inverted, I should say. Makes me think extra hard. Off to work. Bye, Dennis. Have a good day at work. Well, go. Speaking of camera angles, which kind of camera angle do you prefer? First person, third person, or close to the character? I think first person. That's like your own point of view, right? I don't mind third person if it changes to first person for important game elements, like when you shoot and or if there's like a close-up of something. Yeah, it simulates it well enough. Oh yeah. I like getting like immersed in the game, you know? I would say Katamari Damacy is an exception to that, because I believe that's in third person. But I do love Katamari Damacy. I have a feeling that I'm gonna be able to beat that whole game tomorrow. I'm not gonna make any promises, or yeah, that's tomorrow. I had to think for a second. Not gonna make any promises that I'm gonna beat the game, but I think I could. You like first person too, especially when you can see the character's clothes and feet. Yeah! I love when games give you the option to, like, what angle do you want to be in? Confident, are we? I'm so confident about Katamari Damacy. And they have, like, similar levels of confidence for Katamari Damacy and badminton. Those are, like, two things I'm best at. Also, we hit 200 subs! That was the other thing that we did today. I think it was last night, technically, or maybe it was yesterday during the day and I missed it. But we hit 200 subs! But then I just did the, I did the Twilight fanfiction, kind of, when I was like, consider this my fanfiction. So now I don't know what to do for 200 subs. Like, what do I do? I thought it would take a little longer to get there. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just do it and I'll come up with another goal. But then I didn't come up with any extra goals. No ideas as of yet. Yeah. I feel like I had one, but I don't remember what it was. That was partially why I decided to self-insert into Twilight and put that drawing in the Discord. I was like, well, I can't do Twilight fanfiction. And then I was like, I want to have an idea before I talk about it. But then I was like, I don't have an idea. Maybe somebody else will have an idea. Okay. Now I can turn those all on. And I want a dark brown for the hair. I'm bad at coming up with goal streams because when I want to stream something, I usually just do it. I'm like, why not, you know? This is gonna be so pretty. The Twilight self-insert was well-timed. Just today you were talking to a friend about how funny it is that Robert Pattinson went to being followed by girls to being followed by dudes after he did Batman. There's another movie he's in that I really want to see. I forget what it's called. But he dies, and every time he dies, the world allegedly becomes a better place. And at least that's how I think it was marketed. But it's like a Groundhog's Day, but like an extra plot. You know what I mean? I love movies where the character dies and just keeps coming back. Like, Happy Death Day was a dumb one that I really liked. I really liked that episode of Supernatural. The interrogation should not be there. The character that dies but always comes back, like the undead. Yeah! But like the day just keeps repeating itself too. Oh my gosh. Speaking of coming back to life, I'm considering rewatching The Walking Dead because... partially because my sister's rewatching it and she keeps calling me to talk to me about it, and I never finished it. I got to like season 5 or 6 before I was like, all right, I'm ready to tap out. But it's one of her favorite shows, and she literally will like talk about it for an hour at a time, 2 hours at a time. Just, she knows everything there is to know about it. And she was telling me one of the plot lines that I hadn't gotten to yet, and I was like, oh, that sounds so cool. Yeah. It's been a long time since I watched The Walking Dead. I want to say it was season 5 where I dropped off, but I feel like I could be wrong. You stopped a bit after the prison got raided? Yeah, I stopped... I remember the governor, I remember the prison, I remember Alexandria, I remember Terminus, I remember being introduced to Negan, but like the whole situation with Negan felt like it was taking forever, which like as hot as I think Negan is, that whole plot line just took forever for me. I was like, we've seen this already, like... At least that's how it felt. I was like, we feel like we've seen a group just like this just recently, and then I got bored. And I also get zombie nightmares, like, fairly easily, so... You stopped following on the prison raid, but you saw some episodes here and there of the later seasons? Yeah. It's a really good show. Like, the writing is so good. It's just, I feel like there was like 2 seasons, maybe even just 1, that was so boring that I was like, ugh. I thought the tiger guy was cool as fuck. I don't know if, I think he was after the prison though, so I don't know if you'd know who I'm talking about. I think he had like gray dreads and then a tiger on a chain that wasn't always on a chain, but he saved the tiger from the zoo, and so the tiger bonded with him and would keep him safe forever. And I was like, that's sick. Download the Billy Monster Hunter. What is that? What is that? I feel like I've been hearing people talk about Monster Hunter, but I don't know what it is. So I haven't been paying like full attention. Sometimes when I don't know what things are, I just zone out, and I feel bad because it's like I want to know what things are, but like sometimes I just don't know. And it felt like there was like lore or something that I was gonna have to figure out, and I was like, ugh, I'm not ready to rabbit hole today, you know? I am today, but when I've stumbled across it in the past. I can't believe it's taking me this long to lay down just the base colors. Just think about being a badass monster hunter before going to sleep. Should counteract the zombie fear. I mean, that's true. That's true, but sometimes my brain likes to be like, Billy, you think you're so big, you think you're so strong, you think you're so tough. Let's kill you in a dream. Like, that's not cool. My brain likes to fight me. You weren't making a reference, you just make stuff up on the spot. Ah. I think there's a game called Monster Hunter out now, though. Or, like, something with Monster Hunter that people are doing. Because I keep seeing MH, and I thought it was Monster High for a minute. But I was mistaken. Okay. This is looking kind of cute. The colors are a little bit less saturated on YouTube than they are on my screen, but that's okay. And she has a yellow satin ribbon. Monster Hunter Wild or World or something? Yeah. Whatever that is. I have to sneeze, and I don't want to sneeze. Worst feeling in the world. It's gonna happen. I can tell I'm gonna sneeze. I really don't want to sneeze. You love the game's concept, just a dude fighting gigantic monsters and stuff? Ooh. Maybe I could get into that. I did pull a bunch of video games I had just packed out of the box that I packed them in because I was like, well, what if I want to play these? And one of those games is the Telltale game of The Walking Dead, and then I have the Game of Thrones one. I had to think of the other game or the other show. But yeah, Game of Thrones and then The Walking Dead, and I'm like, I don't think that could be really fun because it's story driven and you have to kind of pay attention and like multiple choice. The sneeze never shows up, you get ready for it and it says, nope, not now, yeah. The first season, I think. I didn't realize there was more than one of them. It might be the first or the second if there's two. I feel like I remember there being a 2 in it, so maybe it's not the first. You've played that thing multiple times? I played through a good portion of it once when I was younger. And by younger, I mean like when the game wasn't that old. And then the second time I went to play it, the girl stitching up her arm really grossed me out and I couldn't do it. I couldn't play it because she was stitching up a dog bite and I was like, oh, no. No. The gore got to me. Apart from the second season? Okay. I didn't realize there were multiple seasons. I just realized I once again forgot to draw the eyebrows. I don't know how I always forget to draw the eyebrows. It's like literally painful to me that I keep forgetting them. Okay. I think I can get on the eyes now. I feel like I play a lot of the second ones of games and not the first. I don't know what that's all about. You were unsticking something? Ah. Glad you could get it unstuck. I finally remembered the eyebrows while you were away. I always forget the eyebrows. I also forgot to give her eyelids, which I feel like are important. She has a pretty defined lid here. Yeah, I'll go with that. You heard me say I always play the second part of lots of games. Yeah! Like, I don't think I've ever played another version of the Walking Dead thingy, so, like, I've only played the second one. I think I played Fable 2 quite a bit. I'm pretty sure that's the second one, because I'm pretty sure there's a first one that I haven't played. I don't know why my reasoning is that, but maybe it's because there's an optional 2-player that, like, doesn't really do much. There was another one I had on the tip of my tongue. The Sims 2, 3, and 4. I never really played The Sims 1. Hi, man! Puppet lover! I didn't know you were into puppets! That's so cool! I love salad. And I'm still eating it. Let's see. I need to give this girl lips. You're getting heavy inspiration from Welcome Home and Sesame Street and Muppets lately? Oh my gosh, that's awesome! You can sense Billy Doll perking her ears up somewhere. I love the idea of puppets. I've never actually played with puppets, but... Well, I played with them at, like, daycare. Like, when I was a daycare teacher. Way back when. But I've never tried to like actually be a puppeteer, but I think it's so fun. It just seems so fun. I feel like I need to make this lip shade a little darker. Can't tell if it's like... What's the word I'm looking for? Like contrasting nicely. You mostly draw the designs, making them's the hard part. Ooh, I freaking bet. Seems like there's a lot of like sewing involved. I think I need to make this. Now it's not red anymore. I'm gonna go with that. Also, I think I'm gonna bring the lip down to make it look a little less wonky. There we go. More salad. Salad break. You don't usually like interacting with children. You can't talk simple so we don't understand each other. I love talking to children like adults. It's so funny. I think, like, yes, there's a big disconnect there, but sometimes they make you just sound so stupid and it's so great. Talking to them like kids too is fun though, because like they seem to get more fun out of it. But like, I swear I talk to my, I think the word is nibbling, because when you have nieces and nephews and you want to combine them into one word, I think the word is nibbling. I should Google that. But when I talk to my nieces and nephews, they're all like elementary to middle school age now, so I just talk to them like people. You used to be a babysitter and can tolerate toddlers and stuff, but you're great with babies. Yeah, I'm great with babies. Babies are like the easiest kids to work with, in my opinion. Anything older than toddlers is hard to talk to. Because it's like they don't want to be talked to like children or like babies. So then how do you talk to them? And then until like they become teenagers. And then they're easier to talk to again. Because they're just actual humans at that point. Elementary kids and toddlers are pretty okay with you, but sometimes when you try, they talk back and they argue and it's a hot mess. Yeah! Okay. I don't like specifically kids who are aged like 4 to 7 because they say mean shit without realizing they're saying mean shit. At least when teenagers say mean things, they know. But I remember having like, I think she was 4 and she was like, "Mrs. Goose, why are your teeth so yellow?" And I was like, the fuck? The fuck? It's like, are they that yellow? And then I looked in the mirror, they weren't that yellow. It was just because I had like a bunch of coffee and tea around that time and I didn't do whitening strips for a little while and I was like, ah! Ah! That was fucked up. And then one kid called me fat one time and I was like so fucking offended. I was so offended. I was like, if I was fat, I could not get my ass on the ground to play with you. The coffee betrayed you that day? Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure it wasn't just like one day's worth of coffee. It was like, I definitely should have whitened my teeth because I do drink like habitually a lot of coffee. A lot of coffee, a lot of tea. And they're gonna have some staining. But, when you were a kid, you asked the shopkeeper why your teeth's in fences. She was wearing braces. Oh my god! Getting called fat by a kid doesn't really affect you because you're basically telling. Oh, that's nice. I remember being so offended because I was like, what the fuck do you mean? Oh, my iPad fell asleep. Okay, well, I'm gonna put it down and yap for a minute because I'm struggling to get my colors down. We're probably gonna only get one head today. I remember one time I was out with one of my nibblings, and they were like, why do you only have one arm, to the pawn shop worker? We went to a pawn shop. I don't know why my dad insisted on bringing one of the kids with us. And why do you only have one arm? And like, it's not a bad question to ask. It's a curious question to ask, but I was like, you don't ask that. You do remember sometimes when you were unintentionally mean more because you misunderstood the environment? Yeah, that could happen too. I mean, I guess that basically is what it is they just don't understand. And it's curious questions, but ooh, what'd you do? What'd you do? I'm eating so much salad. That's so good. Why did the kid ask you that you have one arm? It was the pawn shop worker who had one arm. And he told us why. I don't remember why, to be honest. I think it was like some sort of motorcycle thing, but... You were at a funeral? Oh god, this is a great start to a story. And you being a kid didn't understand what was going on, so you just said, can we go to the arcade now? Oh, at your dead grandpa's casket? Oh no! I mean, that's bad, but that's not that bad. That could have been so much worse. At least you were a kid. It was justifiable. It was justifiable. Your mom could have been like, oh, well, kids will be kids, you know? You never got spanked so hard. Oh no! I'm gonna move up here while I eat my salad. I'm gonna be part of the conversation. Sheesh. See, I've been to so many funerals, and I've said so much shit at funerals, and had to stop people from saying so much shit at funerals that I'm unfazed. You can see Billy's imagination seeing the scenarios, yeah. I'm trying to think of one that I can share. I hit on a guy at a funeral once. But that's unrelated. Gave him my phone number. I was like, thanks for helping my grandma into the car. And I slid him my digits. Because he was like, I think I was like 17. And I'm pretty sure he was also 17. And he worked for the funeral home. And I was like, that's a solid job. Billy, hey, okay, I asked, okay? I asked my aunt if it was okay for me to slide my digits to the funeral worker, right? I asked. I was like, would it be inappropriate for me to tell that kid I think he's cute? And she was like, go for it. And, you know, I don't even feel that bad. I don't feel that bad. Because the person who died, for that specific example, we all knew was coming. You know what I mean? Like, he lived to like 90 something. And he was crotchety. So you don't remember if you were ever at a funeral? The only one you can remember is your grandfather's? Because nobody took you. Aww. Top 10 worst places to ask a guy out. Yeah, I mean, I looked cute that day, though, because I was wearing a cute little... Okay, funeral attire, black dress, black heels. I had my hair and makeup done. It kind of would have been a waste otherwise. Let's see, I've been to at least 13 funerals. I'd have to do a recount. I remember the last time I counted it was 13, so that's why I'm saying at least 13. I'm not fazed by them much anymore. He was wearing a red hat to the last funeral he went to because it was the guy's favorite color. Aww. Aww. That's sad. You want to know something that the gremlin did to the dogs that day? Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Do I want to know? I love that it's just story time. Story time and salad time because it's taken me an hour to eat my salad. I'm still working on it. I have like a quarter of a boat left. And cheeseburger. Oh, cheeseburger? You got a cheeseburger? I'm jealous. I'm supposed to be having meatball grinders for dinner, which is kind of close to a cheeseburger when you deconstruct it. But when you were at your cousin's funeral, she dyed the paws of our dogs sparkly and then she dyed them purple for some reason. What? Why? Why the paws? See, that's some food you should be jealous of. I am jealous of the cheeseburger, but if you had this salad, you would understand. The Italian dressing combines the flavors of the pickled garlic and the roasted red peppers so well with the mozzarella and the cucumbers. Oh, she did so you wouldn't be upset when you got back home? That's sweet. That is sweet. I don't know if that would stop me from being upset. I would definitely be confused for at least 5 minutes, but Billie is the gourmet. You remember that I used to do cooking streams? Of course I'm gourmet. Oh my god. The other night I made tacos, and they were gourmet as fuck. I chopped up mushrooms with black beans, and then I threw them in a pot with like onions, garlic, beef, adobo, chipotle peppers in adobo, and there was something else in there, but it was so fucking good. As if you could forget that KFC. That KFC was delicious. The breading on the chicken actually tasted like KFC, if I remember correctly. Good for you! Eat that cake, girl. Fuck yeah. Fortunately, you have the burger to eat because I'm making you hungry. I love making people hungry. I also like feeding people. It's like, that's how I show my love, as I feed people. I like to invite people over to eat all the time. Or now that I'm saying that out loud, sounds like I don't have like a feeding kink. I feed people. It's one of my love languages. I made chili last night to put on hot dogs. And they were really good. It was beef, onion, the leftover mushrooms and beans, and chili sauce, mustard, Worcestershire sauce, beef broth, chili powder, cayenne powder, paprika, pepper, white pepper, and parsley. It was very, very good. Aw. You didn't imagine as a kink, but you did see you feeding someone like you would a child. Well, isn't that a genre? Like, aren't there people who like to feed, like, and they get off on it? Because I feel like I remember reading something about that once. Not what I meant, but I'm pretty sure. Oh, poor puppers. They always get so confused when, like, things change. Okay, I'm trying to get my last couple pieces of pickled garlic, which are fucking delicious. I will not be told otherwise. And now, I can drink my freaking coffee that's been sitting here getting cold the whole time, too. I haven't even touched my coffee. Eat that garlic, garlic. Yes! Pickled garlic is the best thing ever. I cook with it and I put it in salads, and oh my gosh. It's so good. It's so good. Something about the brine that it's in mellows out the flavor of the garlic so you can actually eat it. Like, I could eat a clove of that and it would be fine. I haven't eaten a clove of it. I chop it up and then I eat it. But, like, I could. Yeah, it's so good. You know that lust and gluttony are vices that hold hands, but some people go too far. Yeah. Oh, now I have to burp. But I'm not gonna do that this time. I'm gonna be a lady. Gotta be a lady. Like Marie and the Aristocats. Oh my god, that's a movie that I want to watch again soon. I've been on like this weird I want to watch movies kick, but not like good movies. Or like, not what I meant. Not like sophisticated, thoughtful movies. Like, I want to watch The Aristocats. And I want to watch G-Force, which is a movie about spy guinea pigs. Like, they're guinea pigs who become FBI agents. And there was another one, too, that's a little bit stupid. I'm like, I just want to watch it. Oh, Mr. Goose has never seen The Grinch. Like, the Jim Carrey Grinch. And I'm like, for some reason, now we have to watch that. You know what I mean? Ladies do not start a fight, but they can finish them. Yes. Yes. Oh my god. And Thomas O'Malley is the original fuckboy. I said it. He is the original fuckboy. He is where all my boy problems started. I love Thomas O'Malley, though. Everybody wants to be... Oh my. What can I say? I love Thomas O'Malley. Always. I was thinking recently how toxic is it that I like really find not just Arthur Morgan and what's the other one from Red Dead, the first Red Dead? James Marston? John Marston. I find them so hot. Who's your childhood crush? Who is it? I had several. Okay, I loved Shigo. I loved Alice from Twilight. I loved frickin' Clint Eastwood. I had like a big thing for Clint Eastwood when I was in elementary school. I don't know what the fuck was up with that. It was Simba! I mean, that's a good one. I always thought Scar was more attractive, but again, I have issues. Like, who was your childhood crush? Are you heading, Billy? I was, but then I took a break for salad and stories because we've been having a fun time yapping. Fo, who was your childhood crush? Trying to think. I had a lot of childhood crushes, but... Thank you! I was just, I mentioned that earlier. I was like, what do we do for 200 subs now that I've kind of already did the Twilight fanfic through Sims? Do I have to write it? Do I have to write it? No! If someone says the Ninja Turtles, you might crush them. I'm trying to think. I had more. Remember Phil of the Future? I had a crush on both the guy and the girl from Phil of the Future. I thought they were so cute, like that couple. I shipped them so hard, but I also wanted them for myself. So many choices for the crush quest and the 200. Yeah! You know, you had a thing for Supergirl. Ooh, good choice, good choice. I super loved, oh my god, what was that show? I lost my train of thought. But I also had a really big crush on Andy Biersack or Andy Black or Andy Six, whatever you want to name him. He's changed his name like 4 times. The lead singer of Black Veil Brides. I had a mega crush on him, and when he got married, I remember I cried. You like the Krispy Kreme triplets? Oh my god! I love childhood crushes. They're so weird and they make no sense. But it's great. I freaking love Shigo though, man. Like Shigo... There was something about Shigo. She was a baddie. The Rice Krispie. I kind of thought that's what you meant, but I wasn't gonna question it. I wasn't gonna question it. Snap, crackle, and pop. And Shigo was fine. Mrs. Incredible too. Mrs. Incredible, so hot. That ass though. I like to think that I have a Mrs. Incredible body. I know I'm gaslighting myself, but let me believe that, okay? The Mila Jovovich. Safe answer. Now I have to Google it. I have to Google it. Hang on. No questions asked, even if it was I misunderstood something. I never ask questions. I mean, I do, but they're usually the wrong questions. Oh, she's pretty! I had to Google. I was like, I don't know who that is. But she's pretty. That tracks. That tracks. Strong, independent woman. Raven and Mrs. Incredible. The genie from Aladdin, yeah. Yeah. I always thought Genie was way more attractive than Aladdin. I also thought the Beast was more attractive than his prince form, but you know. That other lady from the movies whose name you forgot. I stand by one of my weirdest crushes is James May. From, Top Gear. Does anybody here watch Top Gear? That's such a random show, but like, it's so good. Their Grand Tour, James May, yes. Hold on, there's a picture of James May looking fine as fuck. Where is it? You and Gremlin used to watch it? Yes! Is this a short? Can I play this? Okay. I'm gonna play it for you. I'm gonna put it in theater mode. We're gonna watch this short together, okay? I'll show you where at least part of my love for James May came from. It's important. It's important. This is terribly placed on the screen, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I don't think I have the sound on for this, so hopefully I won't get copyrighted. Look at him! Look at how fine! Ugh. Those eyes. Fiasco. Let me click this. You're just biased to Brits? No, because I had the same feelings for Clint Eastwood, and he is not British, to my knowledge. James May flirts. Let's see. There's also a better clip. And this one I will put the audio on for it. We're now this is a reaction stream, okay?
To our next award. It is now the most embarrassing flirting on
television.
You can't
hear him. Hold on. Why can't we hear him?
It's very much a party sort of place. It has very elegant properties. It's like Monaco in many ways, actually.
Everyone to death.
You literally can't hear him. What the fuck? Okay, well, I guess it's not a reaction stream because we can't hear him. I don't have my, like... Oh. No. That didn't fix it. Why? She used to like Gordon Ramsay. Oh my god. Oh my god. I will look him up in a second. But speaking of Gordon Ramsay, I remember being in high school and my sister asked me, out of curiosity, how much would somebody have to pay you to Gordon Ramsay? And I was like, not much. Because Gordon Ramsay, like, there is something about him too. I like toxic men, okay? Let's see. Fernando Alonso. Who's this? Who's this? He looks like a less dirty Negan from The Walking Dead. We're coming full circle. And maybe this is wrong, but like, okay, so Fernando Alonso, right? Negan is just older, hotter him, aged like a fine wine. Is Mr. Goose toxic? Not really, to be honest. Not really. But we're neither of each other's type. We just, you know, we just matched. Sometimes your type isn't who you end up with. That's okay. That's honestly better than okay. The chair part is integral. Okay. I'm scared. Oh, that's not how you spell chair. I don't see it, my dude. Personally. Sometimes you wonder if me and that guy are related. Fernando Alonso? But he's so hot. I mean, he's aight. He's aight. The pool makes him hotter, I would say. He's got that, like, silly little charm. They just fucking memed him into a bunch of places. Maybe he'll look better on video. Is he... He's not the Stig, right? This is Top Gear. Huh. Technically, you're a family, you just have no idea how close. Damn, that's cool. That's cool. You can't think that's the best. Let's see, let's see. There's a TikTok. I don't want to do TikTok though. Nah. The Formula One driver. Oh, he's all right. He's all right. I was gonna say he looks kind of hotter here, but I'm like, I don't think that's actually him. But it might be. But it has somebody else's name here. I mean, meh. Yeah. Like Clint Eastwood is a lot better. Hold on. Not anymore, but like... Let me find a picture of like the time period that I thought Clint Eastwood was hot. Because he's still way too old for me, but... but... Here we go. Like, tell me this old man isn't fine. Ain't that a little old? You know what? You know what? It'd be fine. I just thought he was really hot in Gran Torino because his whole, like, it was so about character development, okay? He went from being this old bastard who was, like, kind of really racist to, like, warming up, and then he ends up leaving his car to this family, and, like, he just learned so much, and his character development was hot, okay? Six-head... everybody loses their hair, my dude. Everybody. He didn't always have no hair. He didn't always have no hair. He was a cowboy, baby. Like, look at him. Ugh. Thinking about it, you had more crushes when you were a teen than a child. In that case, your crush was a girl you knew and not much a character actor. I get that. Because it's kind of weird to obsess over characters and stuff. But, like, it I can't help it. How does old Steve Rogers rank up on my Gil tier list? Steve Rogers. I have to hide this because I don't know what's in my... Like, I don't think anything bad's in my search history, but I don't know what's gonna dox me. This guy? This guy? Not very high. Is it weird that it's not very high? I mean, like, here he looks good. Here he looks good. Not like you don't just understand, you just don't have many. That's fair. That's fair. There's something about his face that looks like he should just be hosting game shows. Particular scene where he's an old man. You know who's hotter? You know who's hotter? Ted Danson. It looks like they were trying to turn him into Ted Danson. You imagine my search history would have how to stream 101. Honestly, probably similar shit. Probably. The only real life crush you had was Nancy from Stranger Things and Robin. Nancy. I feel like I watched only the season 1 of Stranger Things and then I completely put it out of my brain because I just don't remember anything. But, you know who I thought was really hot? The nanny. Fran Fine. Oh, Mr. Sheffield. Yeah, you like this guy. This guy's great. The Good Place is like one of the best shows that I've seen in a long time. I think they wrapped it up at an appropriate point in time. It left me wanting more, but they didn't draw it out so long that it felt like there was never ending. Not Nanny. Not Nanny McPhee. Nanny Fine. Nanny Fine. Fran Fine. I actually dressed up as her for Halloween one year when I was in elementary school. Oh, Mr. Sheffield. Like, look at her. She's stunning. Yeah. I was in elementary school, and so I got a black turtleneck sweater and a little, like, jumper dress, and I got a wig and red lipstick. It was great. I literally went door to door, and I'd be like, trick or treat! The Nanny is a great show for kids. How is this not a show for kids? This is a family show. This was a family show. She was a little bit out there. I give you that, but it was a family show. I literally, at every door, I'd be like, oh, Mr. Sheffield. You'll never shop retail again. Yeah, but in innuendos, that when you're a child, they go over your head. Also, did you know that, like, she's in another show based on her marriage where, like, she finds out her husband's gay and then they end up just becoming best friends? Based on her actual marriage. Which I think is kind of cool. Like, she's such an icon for that. Just being like, oh, well, you know, he's gay, but I love him, so he's gonna be my best friend instead of my husband, because I can't imagine my life without him. Like, that's so sweet. It is really wholesome. I'm wondering, Fran Drescher. Happily Divorced, I think, is the show. It's either Happily Divorced or Living with Fran, but I think it's Happily Divorced. Family shows have things that the kids only get when they're older. Pleases all the family. Yeah! I used to watch The Nanny on Nick at Night. Like, Nick at Night would be my bedtime stories. That was, like, what we watched at night. It was just typical for us to watch that at night. And so I'd watch that. I'd watch George Lopez, Home Improvement. There was another one. Can't think of it. But those were some of my favorite shows. She was in Hotel Transylvania. Yeah, she played Mrs. Frankenstein. Pretty sure. Eunice. I understood in, like, the concept of I knew it was adult joke, so I would laugh, but I didn't know what they meant. Yeah! She's in a bunch of random shit. I don't remember her being in any of this stuff, but sure. I thought she was in more stuff. Maybe I'm wrong. No! School's the worst. It's important, but it's the worst. Okay, bye, Fo! Thanks for sharing your childhood crushes. And judging my old man taste. I should get back to my 100 heads. I should get back to the head. It's just, I don't want to draw. I feel like I've gotten to a really good point to stop before getting into, like, all the shading and highlights and stuff. And, like, technically I could keep going. I don't want to. Let's see. Let me at least pull my iPad back up. That bit became a chunk. Yeah. 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 Let me get the iPad up. I mean, like, we're at a good point. We're at a good point. We need, like, shading. But the thing is, I don't want to half-ass it, so that's the whole reason I'm like, I don't really want to continue right now, because I want to do a good job. But, like... the light source is definitely coming from this side. I can at least get, like, the glowy lights in there, you know? Without fucking it up. So, let's see. Let us see. I mean, I also don't like how that came out. So I'm gonna call it on 100 heads. What's your drawing setup? Mine's just a bed and phone. I have 2 iPads, so I'm always drawing on one of them. At the moment I have it plugged into an adapter that's plugged into an HDMI cord that's plugged into a capture card. You have another sketch? If so, maybe get started on that one. Yeah. We could. Let's see, what other head is it? It's... Let me pull up the wiki. That's too big now. Your setup is a page, a pen, and a dream. That's my setup for a long time. That was what I had for a long time. But then I got into digital art. So this is the other head I'm drawing. It has a very similar shape to the hair. With very different, like, expression and position, though. But see, the thing is, I suck at drawing lips. And, like, I think that's where I got discouraged, is when I was drawing the lips, and I'm like, I can't draw these. You have a cold, depressing white desk and a drawing tablet? I want to get a tablet one day. Like, just, like, one of the ones that connects to your computer so you can use, like, Clip Studio Paint and stuff. I have an office tour, on my YouTube. In my shorts. It's 100 heads, not 100 lips. I know. I'm not feeling very drawy today. I did a lot of art earlier for my secret project, and I always make this mistake. I do a lot of art before an art stream, and then I'm like, Billy, what the fuck? It helps with your animations and stuff. Ooh. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to get a new office. Yeah, I just... You know what it is? I'm not in a creative space anymore. Because now that we're moving and stuff, the office is a mess. Everything's everywhere. I don't feel very creative today because I wasted all my creativity. Yeah, burning the art energy beforehand, yeah. But I worked on something so cool, and I'm sure you'll be able to now, like, see it in, like, a couple months. It'll be done way sooner than that. But I don't know when I can talk about it, so. But I'm doing something cool, okay? Just trust, just trust. Early tease, yeah, that's all I can say. That's all I can say. And you know me, I'm bad at keeping secrets. So, like, I've been keeping this a secret for, like, a week at least. Well, hopefully it'll be able to be a secret for longer. Another thing I did start is I'm trying to make a cowboy costume for when we play Red Dead. That's unrelated to the surprise thingy that I'm not really surprised so much as the secret project, but unrelated to that, I'm trying to make a cowboy outfit for Red Dead. I don't know if it'll be done in time, but I'm trying, okay? Eating some Cool Ranch Doritos. Ooh, I think nacho cheese are my favorite. Nacho cheese are my favorite. Let's just hope it is. You know what? Just for that, I'm gonna make a cow pattern, okay? Just for that. It wasn't. It wasn't. It was actually based on the colors of my jacket and my shirt right now. But now, just for that, it's gonna be cow print. What do you have against cow print? Why do you hate cow print? I need to know. Cow print is one of the prettiest freaking patterns, like especially like a brown cow print. Brown cow. How now, brown cow? Like, look at this. This is like the prettiest texture I've ever seen. This is beautiful. Brown cow print chair. I want one of these so bad. Hold on. There's a chair that I specifically want. Like, look how pretty. I want one that's more like this shape, but pretty. It's so pretty. A snakeskin belt. Ooh. I was thinking of recycling the jeans from my cowboy karaoke that we did a while back. The chair looks nice. Yeah! Like, imagine this in, like, a rustic house. I want to have an eclectic house. I don't want to have, like, a minimalist, sad, beige house. I want to have an eclectic house with all my dolls. Why is my tracking all weird now? Hold on. Hi. Why am I tilted this much? I want to have an eclectic home with lots of different textures, lots of different patterns, everything's soft. I really like the look of, like, wood. So I like having wooden textures on a lot of things. You would use that chair whenever you drink coffee or eat beef. Yeah! Imagine. There's also an ottoman that has cow horns on it. That's also cow print that I've considered getting. I've also considered getting cow print boots because I just... When you first met and moved into your apartment, you wanted a very aesthetic preppy house. I wanted a very aesthetic house in my first house, and I achieved it. I got like a boho look, but like minimalist boho with a gamer basement. Like, and it was awesome. It was the perfect house for a while. But then we moved into this place, and corn country. You wanted a humble cabin vibe? Ooh, cabins. Yes. I love wood paneling. I love wood paneling. It's one of my favorite aesthetics. I also love built-ins. Built-ins are so good. And I like trim. And I was telling my sister that, like, in my next house, I don't want open concept. I hate open concept because I love having people over, but I also get very overstimulated very easily. And so I like having my kitchen separated from my living room, separated from my dining room, separated from, like, so I can hide for 5 minutes at a time to, like, regroup. That is what I want. I want a house with a bunch of little nooks and crannies and, like, I want a Harry Potter bedroom under the stairs. Like, that is the vibe that I want. A mix of styles because you don't want modern. Modern sucks. Modern sucks. I like thrifting everything. Most of the things you find in my house are either thrifted or bought on super sale. Gregorian and goth. Ooh. Ooh, I know gothic style, but I don't have to refresh my brain on what is Gregorian. I haven't heard that since interior design class. Gregorian aesthetic. Ooh. I can vibe with this. I saw a house in this style recently, and it was cool. It was just like, the house itself was pretty. It was well maintained. But as you went through the pictures on Zillow, it got more and more satanic. Like, there was pictures of, like, weirdly dark angels on the walls. And I'm like, okay, whatever. They just had, like, a weird aesthetic. Then they had, like, weird statues. And then finally you get to the, like, around picture, like, 15 to 20. There's a picture of a legitimate Satanist altar. And, like, it's a big old table filled with, like, different statues and offerings and, like, pictures all over everywhere. And I was just like, I can't. I was like, I don't know why. I don't have a problem with, like, Satanists, actually. Satanism is, like, seems kind of cool. I don't know enough about it, but, like, from what I've learned, they're not, like, evil. But, like, that particular house, the vibe that I got in those particular pictures was so evil. Like, there's a difference between, like, your everyday Satanist and then, like, what I saw in those pictures, okay? It was just, it creeped me out. Takes a lot to creep me out, but it creeped me out. And then also, for some reason, they swept their floors, but they didn't sweep under any furniture. So, like, you could literally see in the pictures dust bunnies under the furniture, and, like, the floor itself was, like, dark and dirty underneath the furniture. Yeah. Surface and deep, classic and modern are basically two completely different things. Yeah! I really want, like, a house that has the aesthetic of between the 70s and the 90s. I would even go so far back as, like, a 50s style house, because I feel like their kitchens had, like, a lot of really cool shit in them. But if I had it my way, in my ideal world, I would have a house between the 50s and 90s. I like pastel things. I like grandma core. I have a lot of, like, crocheted things, wooden things. Specifically when I say wooden things, I mean, like, wooden decor that's been either painted or stained in a very aesthetic manner. I like baskets, wicker baskets, yarn baskets, rope baskets. I love baskets. Would you get a little cottage or a big 2-story mansion? Somewhere in between. I am a collector of shit, so I need to have at least a few bedrooms. Like, I don't need, like, a 6-bedroom mansion, which I can't afford anyways. But, like a 3-bedroom house would be nice. If you could have a 14th century estate, that would be very nice. Yeah! I mean, I definitely have thought I wanted a Victorian before, and I still kind of do. It's just, I'm, like, trying to think of, like, how would I live in that? And I can't see myself living in that. I just want to visit it, you know? Stockpiling. I need a room for streaming. I need, like, just a better room for my office, because this room has never had the vibes. This room has never had the vibes. It's always had a bad vibe. Victorian's very cool as well. Yeah. Ugh. I just want a house with nooks and crannies. And lots of storage to hide all my things away. And maybe a room that I can set up all my video games and my board games and my rock band and have people come over. Because that's the thing. In my last house, that's what we did in the basement. We made it like a game room. So we had all of our board games down there. We had all our video games down there. I even hung up the rock band guitars on the wall with guitar holders. And it just looked cool. And Gremlin thought it looked haunted. I mean, sometimes when it looks haunted, it is. So go with your gut on that. Yeah! It was so nice. It was so nice. We had like shelves too where Mr. Goose had all of his keyboards, not like computer keyboards, but his musical keyboards. to, like, there was 3 or 4 shelves, so, like, you could literally just swap out whichever keyboard you wanted and put it on the bottom shelf and then play. And it was cool. It was cool. I missed that house. I think it was the worst mistake I ever made leaving that house. But I did, and here we are now. And then we moved into an apartment, and then we moved into another apartment, and then we moved into this house, and You and ghostly figures go way back. Ah. You go on your Reddit trying to find the Victorian house. Ah. I feel like I'm gonna get stuck in like a cape. There's a pretty gothic one. Ooh, ooh. Are you part of the Discord? If so, feel free to send pictures of houses in Discord. Not like ones you think I should live in necessarily, but if you see something that looks like really cool and aesthetic and you're just like, Billy, look at this shit. That's a good place to do it. I should start a board just for like weird Zillow finds because I find a shit ton of weird houses on Zillow and like even in places that I'm not looking to live. So I should start a board on there for that. You rarely get entertained talking about houses. It's a very welcoming change. Oh. Houses are weird. I feel like you're either super into them or super not. I used to not be as excited about them until like I was looking for my first. And then I ever since then I loved it. But I also wanted to get into interior design for a while. Back in the day. When I was graduating, I was like, that could be a viable option. I could be an interior decorator. I watched a lot of Flipper Flop and like Love It or List It. Fixer Uppers. This Old House. I watched all the renovation shows. Every time you try to make one something, oh. That's okay, that's okay. Sometimes, like, I can't make accounts on things because my phone number is tied to some rando girl. That's not me. The looks of the outside and the general or interior would get you not very fond of decorations. I'm fond of decorations that have meaning. So, like, I like to collect decorations from travels, or, like, if I'm thrifting and I find something that reminds me of things, or I have a lot of things from people who've died. Like, because, like we mentioned earlier, I've been to, like, 13 funerals. Sometimes you get to just walk through their house and pick out what you want. So... I mean, it sounds silly, but, like, it's kind of weird, but when you think about it, you're like, okay, well, one of my loved ones gone, like, what do I want to do to remember them? Like, and they're like, oh, well, what do you want to remember them by? And then you find a thing, and you're like, this would fit well in my house, and so you take it. Yeah, decorations with stories. Like, we have a coffee table for Mr. Goose's grandparents. And we have a little, like, nautical mirror from my grandma. And I'm trying to think of what else. We have, like, these weird cat pictures from his grandma. So, I mean, like, they're all things that, like, we remember looking at as kids and being like, I love that. As long as you don't take it and say it's rightfully yours. No, it's not like I'm just going to their house immediately after they die and saying, okay, well, it's mine now. You find it weird to take stuff from people who died unless they're very close. Yeah. Well, these people are. I have a lot of older family. Or had a lot of older family, I should say. And so did Mr. Goose. So it's just people we remember and things like that. I have gone to a couple estate sales, I will say, though, and you can tell when somebody's, like, died and there's an estate sale versus when somebody's moving and there's an estate sale. There's a big vibe difference. The vibes are different. That being said, sometimes it's like, well, so I've gone to this one estate sale where, like, you could tell this person loved collecting things and, like, they meant a lot to her because she took good care of them. But the kids were trying to sell everything. They're like, whatever doesn't sell, we're just going to throw to Goodwill. And so I took a good, long, hard look at a bunch of stuff because I was like, if it were me, if I died, I wouldn't want my kids to just give all of my stuff away to Goodwill. Like, I'd want somebody to take it and cherish it, you know? Like, that's the whole thing. What if their stuff is cursed? Well, you gotta sage it when you rent home. You gotta cleanse it, but that's why I have a box of witchcraft stuff. I got my sage, I got my black salt, I got my bay leaves. I showed you on Halloween. I don't talk about my witch stuff that much because I'm like, it weirds some people out to be like, oh yeah, I have like a couple small practices I do. Like I like to sage and cleanse things. I like to do tarot. I like to have like monthly and or lunar activities, but I'm not like cursing people. And that's immediately what people assume when you talk about like doing any sort of magic. Gotta keep it a secret. Gremlin did keep one thing in your house that you think's creepy as hell. Ooh, what is it? What? I was thinking of doing tarot readings again soon though, because that was fun. That was actually like really fun. But I'm like, is that weird to do like just in the middle of spring? I know that's usually like people usually get into it at like Halloween and fall time. For me, it's more than just Halloween and fall, but like I don't want to scare people. We just hit 200 subs. I don't want to go back down because they're like, oh, Billie's a witch. Burn her at the stake. You have two friends who are into some stuff. You're not particularly against it, but there are some conversations you don't want to have anything to do with. Yeah, like I will not summon. I will not call upon anybody, right? Like I don't fuck with that. I don't... I'll ask the universe at whole. But I don't mess with Ouija boards. I don't mess with the dead. I don't mess with any of that. Chickens and spiritual beings. Ooh. Yeah. You have this doll with button eyes like a Lala Loopsy, but more Victorian. And it was her grandmother's doll. You know, you gotta be nice to the dolls if you think they're creepy, because otherwise they're gonna pull an Annabelle on you. They're gonna pull an Annabelle. I think it's so fucked up what they did to Annabelle. Okay, can we talk about this? Can we talk about this for a minute? Annabelle was not supposed to be some creepy ass porcelain doll. She was supposed to be a Raggedy Ann doll. Have you seen Raggedy Ann dolls? I think it would have been creepier if this doll who's actually looking unsuspecting, minus that one, but like this is the difference. This is what they did to Annabelle. You see how fucking weird they made her look? She just looked like this, okay? This is ridiculous. I was scared of my grandmother's Raggedy Ann doll, as a matter of fact. Like, I was terrified of it, but I was also a young enough child where my sister thought it was hilarious to dress me up in the clothes. But she had a couple of them, and she would make them. Like, she would make her own Raggedy Ann and Andes. But they freaked me out, man. They wanted to make it look as ominous. I know, but can you imagine? Can you imagine it being like it looks not creepy at all and like it doing even more scary shit? That's kind of what the doll looks like, but it has blonde hair that feels real. Oh. You think you have a doll of that style somewhere? I don't have any porcelain dolls anymore. Because my grandma used to get them for me like every year for my birthday. And then at some point, I had to finally tell her, Grandma, the porcelain dolls freak me the fuck out, and they stay boxed, and they stay in the basement, and they were like brand new porcelain dolls. They weren't like vintage or anything. They were just like brand new porcelain dolls, and she would get me one for my birthday every year. And like, they freaked me the fuck out. And then a few years later, my dad got a BB gun. And we used them as target practice. Oh, of the Raggedy Ann and Andy dolls? Yeah. But I got really good at shooting because of it. We shot those and we shot, balloons. I'm getting better. It was a good time. It was a good time. There's nothing creepy about the doll. It's just a doll in a box under 2 boxes in the I feel you though, because dolls are so fucking creepy. I like Barbie dolls, okay? Those are the only dolls that I don't think are creepy. Like Barbie, Polly Pockets, Bratz dolls. Any doll that's like fabric or realistic eyes or like, I don't know, there's something weird about it. There's something weird about it. I don't like it. But I love Barbies. And that's the other thing. I've always loved Barbies. And I've always loved Polly Pockets. And I was like, Grandma, why are you getting me these porcelain dolls that scare me? Because I saw Chucky when I was really, really little. And like, it terrified me. And she knew this. You only ever shoot Nerf guns? I love Nerf guns. I want to have a Nerf war with my neighbors before I leave. But like, I think I weirded them out by asking that with no context. Like, hey, do you want to have a Nerf war? What? You were thinking of going to the shooting range a few times to try the real thing out. Yeah, it's fun. I had family, like, not super, super close family, but like family you visit once in a while who were in the military. And so I'd visit them on base a couple times. And when I'd visit, we would go to the shooting range and I got to shoot big boy guns. That was fun. They probably know you well enough to go, oh, yeah. That was literally it. They were just like, oh, yeah, we can do that. But I don't think they have Nerf guns. So it was like, but I love Nerf wars. I used to have a collection of Nerf guns and it was like, I think I had like 6. So it wasn't like a big collection, but I had like 6 Nerf guns at one point. It was cool. It was cool. Your brother has a scary ripoff of a Woody figurine, and it scared you so much that it gave you the initiative to look and port. Oh, you burned it! You burned it! I mean, that is a good way to get rid of the demons. That's a good way, but your poor brother. They're secretly thinking, what the fuck is a Nerf? Yeah, I mean, that's also a possibility. I don't know what people out here in corn country do for fun. So maybe they never had Nerf guns. You were like 7. Oh. Well, hopefully you didn't burn yourself. It was just 7 with fire. Ah! I also love water guns. Do you remember super soakers? Like the ones that actually could shoot really far? What your uncle did to your mother's doll back in the day? Oh no! You burned the floor! Oh no! Your mom was probably so mad. Worth it though, worth it. Get the demons out the house. I gotta hide this Raggedy Ann picture. This is creeping me out. Okay. I think it might be time for this goose to fly the coop because this was not what this stream was supposed to be about. You thought it was a real baby? Oh no. Those real babies. Okay, one last tangent, okay? They make these dolls that, like, I get why they exist. They're for, like, people who lose their babies or, like, have dementia, and they look so real. They look uncannily real, and most of them are handmade. Most of them are, like, by hand. They're made of silicone and, like, hand painted to look like real skin. They have, like, real eyelashes. Their mouth can move so you can put a bottle in it. And they scare the shit out of me. Like, I feel bad for anybody who needs one. Like, that, I understand that there's a reason for them to exist, but they scare the shit out of me. Yeah. I get that there's some good uses, right? Like, I don't want to discredit anybody for, like, if they have a reason that they have one of those dolls. But that, they freak me out. Anywho. On that bombshell, it's time for this goose to fly the coop. She's derailed and deranged and dumb. So I love you guys so much, and thanks for hanging out with me, and I had a really good time, and I will see you tomorrow where we're gonna play Katamari Damacy, and I will probably not get as derailed, and I'm really good at the game. Haha. But I see you in the next one. Bye! Gotta keep you on your toes somehow.